The Tie and Hoodie Show is sponsored by ICCLending.com. For real estate service, please go to ICCLending.com.
3, 2, 1.
Every human came to earth with a gift, and they must discover that gift and refine that gift for them to be fulfilled.
The prerequisite for spending time with any person is that they nourish and inspire you. They feed your flame.
Yo, hey man, how you work this radio?
You're not listening to the Tie and Hoodie Show.
Keep it locked.
Owning a home and paying it off is one of the data points of an everyday millionaire.
Home sales across the U.S. are on the rise as buyers take advantage of record low mortgage rates.
Good morning. Now let's get back to the Tie and Hoodie Show.
Good morning. It's right here. It's the 93.5 K-Day Show's favorite show right here, Tie and Hoodie Show. Right here with our, all you listeners and the community. I'm your host, Trevon Smith, also known as Trey. And this is my guy right here, the one and only, the president of ICC Lending, Andrew Jesse Koba. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Trevon, doing good. It's been a minute. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. We actually ran a couple past shows. I want to thank you for allowing me to do that. I had to step away to take care of some business, and I know you was out of the state on business. So hey, we're here back. But be honest, hey, the phones are still blowing up those last 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, people need help. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have to bring valuable information to our community. To just let them know that the information is so important. I mean, there's information all over the place, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But specific information that will change people's lives and improve their finances, that's what we're all about.
Yeah, I think we touch a specific demographic in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. We appreciate all our listeners. I mean, it's just the overwhelming amount of people that we talked to within the last 2 weeks. We're trying to help out. So anything we can do to help the community as much as we can, let us know. Hey, I'm enjoying every minute of it. But today's topic, I think they're going to get a kick out of it. We get to pick your brain a little bit as a mortgage expert in the industry for over 20 years. So, like that, I want to use that to the advantage to help these listeners out, because they've been calling in with so many different questions after questions. And it's like, I feel like we're giving seminars on the phone, over the weekends and throughout the week. So, but it's like, once again, it's our pleasure. So let's get in. Let's pick Andrew's mind today and see how we can help our listeners and the people listening, watching YouTube that may watch it at a later date, and the people listening worldwide. So it's a couple questions that definitely people want to know that I've been getting throughout the week. They was like, ask Andrew. Andrew was out the state. We couldn't get a hold of him. So we got the questions for him right now.
Well, I was fortunate enough to take a long needed vacation with my family, because
as you should.
We actually drove for a couple days, couple states, and it was refreshing just to get out. Get out of the house. Everybody's been locked up for so long. Just to get out and see nature. So I encourage anybody who's out there listening, just try and take a drive, get out, not on the freeways of Los Angeles. Get out of town,
Yeah, most definitely. But that's, hey, it looks like we're about to be back on lockdown if we don't get it together.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming back for a second, but
I can't do it again.
No. That's the reason why we're still not together in the studio. Together. We're still doing, long distance, kind of, show, but, just to be careful, right? Everybody has to be careful.
Hey, we're trying to help out, what we can. Do your part, do your research, people. Hey, let's get into it. So, the last couple shows we've been giving numbers out and helping the community as much as we can. But like me and you discussed, we want to get into a little bit of a little bit more in depthness, and maybe to give people a better understanding of what goes in into the process. Because a lot of people say, oh, buy a home, it's either yes or no, credit or no credit, money or no money. But there's a little bit more into that. And I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but I talked to a couple people throughout the week, and it's like, man, you like just being honest. Like a buddy of mine he said he had some money in the bank. I'm like, well, have you been on your job 2 years? He's like, why you ask so many questions? So you're not a real realtor? I'm like, man, any realtor gonna ask you that? What are you talking about? So let's talk a little bit about what's the process of qualifying for a home loan. If you could explain to our listeners.
Well, I mean, I think the process of, first of all, who's gonna need a home loan? Yeah. Anybody who needs a home loan is somebody who's either trying to buy a house or somebody who currently owns a home, and they want to change their rate or refinance, either to change their rate or they want to refinance so they can maybe pull some equity out of that house, or maybe they just want to, shorten the term of their loan. Maybe they have a 30-year loan now, they want to make it a 15 years so they can pay it off faster. So those are the three categories of anybody who would need a home loan. It could also be somebody who's trying to buy a commercial property. Maybe somebody's trying to buy an apartment complex, or maybe they're trying to buy an office building or auto shop, or maybe they run a business and they want to buy a property, or even maybe a pastor or ministry, they want to buy a church. So these people could need what we call a mortgage loan or a real estate loan, So any one of these categories could qualify for somebody who's trying to find a loan. And why would you need a loan? Simply because you don't have all the cash to buy the property at once, or it's always better to leverage your money. So you always want to look into borrowing money against, a real estate, asset, to get a home loan. So that's one of the reasons why you would need a home loan. But it all starts, as you and I know, it starts with your credit. There's a couple major factors. You have to have, at least some sort of credit or decent credit. And number two, you have to show the ability to be able to make your monthly payment or pay the loan back. Those are the two major factors in terms of qualifying for a home loan. And most people know a home loan as a mortgage. It's the same thing. A mortgage loan, a home loan, all of this is the same thing.
And to get into a little bit more detail specific, but you want to show proof of that you can repay the mortgage, and that usually goes through 2 years of employment if you're working a job, and it also asks for your W-2s if you're also working a job. But there's also different categories if you're on your own business owners, correct, like a 1099 or things like that.
There are different means of you showing proof that you can pay the loan back. And it all depends on different kinds of banks or lenders. Some lenders will say, well, show me your 1099 for the last 2 years, and that's just enough if you're self-employed. Some lenders will want to see your tax returns and your pay stub for the last 2 years. For somebody who is on fixed income, like maybe somebody's on Social Security, or they're on a pension, or somebody who's like in Los Angeles, there's a lot of entertainment people and professionals out there. For people who just, they're songwriters or they're singers or they're actors, most of those people, they don't have consistent, income every month. It could be a contract for like, 500,000, 20,000. So there are different banks that requires different criteria. But all in all, if you were to come to me and say, hey, can I borrow some money? Or if I came to you and say, hey, Trevon, can I borrow some money? You're like, yeah, sure, Andrew. Well, how am I going to get my money back? Right? Yeah. Then I'll say, well, I have a job. Well, how much do you make? Well, I make, $20 an hour. And your question would be, well, If you make $20 an hour and you're trying to borrow $300,000, I don't think so. Right? So there's a whole way of, what we help people do is help them arrange their finances so they can understand what they can afford in terms of borrowing money to qualify for a home loan.
Yeah, and I think that's very important. There's a lot of detail in there, but you do need to contact a lender or a real estate agent to understand more in depthness, because I don't want people to get scared away. If they make $20,000, they can't qualify. They can qualify. It's just, it might not be for the amount that you think you're qualified for, but it's just more of your lender will help you understand the mathematics of the realism of the realistic, nature that you can afford. So that's something you have to learn. That's something I've learned, So hey, there's just the realistic mathematics that you have to abide by, which is, math doesn't lie. So
no, math doesn't lie, numbers don't lie. And a lot of people who are thinking, oh, I'm my credit is bad, or credit, it starts with credit. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do, whether you're trying to buy a car or you're trying to, in some cases, get a job, or your credit is super, super important. I think we've had probably 20 episodes, in our run in the last 10 years where we've talked about credit. Yeah. Because it never gets old, right? It never gets old. And it's amazing how many people still don't take this, as important as it should be, because that's the doorway to everything that you're trying to do financially.
Yeah, the financial core, as I like to call it.
Yeah, financial core. Now there's exceptions to the rule, like the 2% or the 1% who don't ever need credit because they have a lot of money, or they have uncles, brothers, sisters, dad, moms who have money and they can just go borrow, $500,000. But for the 90+% of the rest of us, you still have to depend on your good credit for you to have access to money. So that's something that, we always want to remind people that we can help you, give you perspective on how to go from, not so good credit to excellent credit. But it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes time, it takes change of behavior. And that's one of the core things I like about the show that we're doing.
Yeah, and it's definitely, that's something needed. And like I said, we can tell by the way that the phone lines blow up every Sunday, man. We're here for you guys. Hey, this is the Tie and Hoodie Show every Sunday morning, 6:30 to 7 a.m. If you need to talk to someone, you need help and trying to go in the right direction, man, give me a call, 909-266-4571. Once again, we're here for you. We're going to help you guys out. The website is icclending.com to kind of vet you. I know a lot of people are kind of skeptical. Go ahead and vet and go Zillow Andrew. He definitely knows what he's talking about. Give me a call, 909-266-4571. Another subject I want to talk about, I'm more familiar now with the loan to value ratios and things like that. But those might be like the acronyms that people are not familiar with, that's not in the mortgage industry, but a lot of people just use the term, hey, is there such thing as 100% financing?
Well, absolutely. There is such thing as 100% financing. It has been around for probably, I would say 15 years, still is around, earlier when it was around, there was a lot of kind of like, it wasn't really clear. So a lot of people got into trouble, during the 2007, 2008 meltdown of the economy, the housing market. But there is 100% financing. And what really is 100% financing?
100% is zero money down, correct?
Zero money down, correct. So that means if you're looking to become a homeowner, you can still buy a house without a down payment. Generally, most people need, maybe 3.5% down for an FHA loan, or 5% down for conventional loan. So you could do those two, but you could also say, hey, I got a good job, I'm making enough. I just don't have that saved. I don't have the down payment saved up. I would like to become a homeowner. There are programs that you can qualify for without a down payment. Now, you will still need to pay for things like your appraisal report, the inspection of the home, and some little other things. So, but if you're buying a house for, let's say in Los Angeles, right? I mean, you're buying a house for $500,000 right now, right? Normally, the down payment will be 3.5%, or in some cases, 3% of the sales price. So that would be $15,000 down payment. So the point is, a lot of people don't have $15,000 saved up, but they might have $2,000 or $3,000 in the bank or in a retirement account. You can still qualify with that $2,000 or $3,000 as, part of your closing cost, and you don't have to come up with a down payment. So there are programs like that.
And that's something people need to know, man, because that's something that we're big on, is telling people that where there's a will, there's a way. But one thing, like you've taught me, is you got to meet us halfway, people. You got to meet us halfway. You have to, go and take care of your credit, go pull your credit, take care of the little things on your credit that need to be taken care of. And we can't emphasize how important credit is for you guys to get on track with, understanding that and taking care of that. Correct, Andrew?
Absolutely correct. I mean, credit is, you and I have been doing this for a little bit, and credit has really been a factor that has changed our lives. I go back again to back episodes that we've done or stories that we've told where at some point my credit score was really in the 500s. I mean, I had all kinds of late payments. I have had a bankruptcy, So people don't just look at us and say, oh, wow, you guys are on the radio and things like that. No, we've had issues in the past, like some major credit financial issues, to the point where I had to file bankruptcy. I mean, did I have a choice? Yes, I had a choice, but I didn't know any better, So going from a 500 FICO score where I was years ago to now having my FICO score is like 780, 790. I think it was 800 at one point, but it's come down to about 780, which is still great. So, we are here to educate our listeners, to let them know that you need to pay attention to your credit. You need to find ways to get the help that you need. And some folks will be like, well, I checked Credit Karma, I checked, free credit report online. Yes, you can start there, but you want to get a mortgage credit report, which gives you all your FICO scores. And you can always, pull one from our website, icclending.com. Now, it's not free. I mean, it's going to cost you about $25 or about $28, but at least you will know for sure what you're looking at. And either Travon or myself can help you analyze it and tell you where you're at and tell you where you need to go. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, and just to let people know, that $25 or $28, it is off of ICC Lending. It's just a direct link to a company, and that's what they charge to provide your credit report. So we don't make anything off of that. We're here for a bigger picture. Like I always tell people, hey, I'll help you out with your credit, with like Andrew taught me, with the possibility you coming back, hey, saying, hey, Travon, can you help me buy a home? And Andrew help finance the home. So that's our overall, our why out of this. I've been running to a lot of people who say, "Why you guys are so nice, man, and you guys have to, you're gonna ask for $2,000 in a month from now?" No. It's a bigger why than that. It's you guys come back to us and just help put you in a home or whatnot. So we'll walk you through your credit. We're not gonna sit there and babysit you, but we'll walk you through your credit. Some things that I've been taught, and we'll point you in the direction of a couple of easy read literature books and webinars and things amongst that. But
I'm going to jump in real quick. Just give you a quick story. I have a gentleman. I'm not going to mention his name, but when we were doing this show in 2011 and 12, this gentleman listened to our show. Now, guys are listening. This is 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
This gentleman listened to our show, came to my office, pulled his credit, analyzed everything, Just 2 months ago, a gentleman called me out of nowhere. He said, I'm so glad you guys are back on the air and you guys are doing all this stuff. Now we got back, his credit is all doing good, was showing him homes, and he's trying to become a homeowner before the end of summer.
Yeah.
You know, talking about personal development, which is what our show is all about, talking about, you know, getting better financially. I think there's people who are listening right now who need to understand that you just need to take the first step and reach out. Call the number that Trevon is mentioning. Reach out, and we can help you. I mean, like he said, we're not going to babysit you if you don't want to be babysat. You know, we're going to help you and give you directions, but you have to be the one wanting this more than we want it for you, you know, because it's possible. The fingers are not, I mean, look at my fingers. They are not all, just like any human, they're not all equal, but you can still walk your way from here all the way to the top in the middle finger, not flipping it out to anybody. I mean, like, you know, when people are trying to cuss somebody out or something, but you can still walk from the bottom. You can still get to the top, you know, in your own level, in your own community, in your own world, and you can still do well financially. You just have to be ready and willing to take that first step and make the call.
Yeah, look, this is one thing we know from sure from all the years we've been doing this and all the people we talk to. Each client is different. Each listener is different. So it's a different scenario for everybody. So believe me, but there is a way, there is a possibility. And, you know, with the experience that Andrew has, you know, that and I can help you with the, you know, the easier parts. Anything more complicated, we'll have to go to him. But look, there's a way. There's just a way. Some people take 1 month. Some people take 3 months. Some people, like you just said, the guy said he came back after years. Some people take years to get the accountability and all that stuff, you know, in the big pot brewing up for the dinner. But hey, it's possible, but it's on you. Depends on how. Andrew, tell them it depends on how fast they want to attack in and apply pressure to success.
It depends. I mean, see, I think, you know, if I look at where we are now and go back to where we're from, it took us a while, right? But at my age now, at 45 years old, I mean, I'm looking at, I'm like, wow, if somebody could have advised me when I was 20 what I know now, geez, Trevon, I mean, can you imagine where we'll be at financially, you know, as a person, as a dad, as a man, how much more impact we'll have had in our communities, you know? So if you're listening right now and you're thinking, wow, I'm in a dead-end job, I just don't know what to do, where to go, you know, call the number, just call, you know, I mean, call and let's help you, put you in a perspective where you can look down the road 2 years from now. Anybody can make a big change, right? Here's one thing I've realized in terms of coaching or training people over the years. Anybody can make a humongous change in their lives in 2 years. In 2 years, you can go from zero, you don't know what you're doing, you can't make your bills, you have nowhere to go, it seems like everything is dead end. In 2 years, you can turn things around and become and be a benefit to not just yourself, your family, and your community. You just have to reach out and get some help.
Hey, from zero to a hero. Hey, call us up, 909-266-4571. 909-266-4571. Not so we can walk in and hold your hand so we can point you in the right direction, and we'll be there for you the whole time. But you have to want to do it on your own. Accountability. That's what this show is about. It's about personal growth, but it's definitely about accountability. I had a couple listeners, and I point them in a couple directions that you showed me, Andrew, and it was like, and the guy, the guy was from 2 Sundays ago, and he was like, man, I need to really grow up. I was like, I said, hey, man, we all go through it. We all go through it. Like, he was like, I just watched some things that you sent me to watch, and he was like, I just really need to grow up. I was like, it happens, man. So, I mean, we're getting a lot of calls about houses, but we're getting a lot of calls to be big brothers and uncles. so we appreciate all the listeners, but remember, we're here to take care of business, guys. I'm returning phone calls, just hanging out with people on the phone. We can't do all that. Like we're here to take care of business. If somebody we can help in your family, we don't mind. But so hey, that's what we're here for.
Well, we're here we are here to give back because we've made a ton of mistakes, and we are getting a little bit better in terms of decision making. You can never stop in your growth of making the right decision, and we believe that now you can think and say, well, that's dumb. Don't do that. Don't do this. And sometimes when I talk to people, they're like, that's it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I mean, like, what else do you want me to tell you? Like, talk for 2 hours, that's dumb. That's bad. That's good. Go here. Don't do that. Don't do this. And people find that so skeptical because all their lives, they're used to doing something that's gotten them nowhere. And when I try to train people or mentor people, and I say, see, it's that simple. Do this every day, for 8 hours a day, for 2 years, and you will be successful.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's it? I'm like, yep. Nah, I don't believe that. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, But we're not gonna, like he said, we're gonna only babysit those who want to be babysat.
Yeah.
Not somebody who's thinking, well, let me just check it out. No, don't just check it out. Make a difference in your life, make a difference in your family, make a difference in all the people around you. And what Trevon and I are doing, thanks to K-Day for the opportunity, we're now able to go out and give back and say, you know what, we're still growing though. I mean, we're still growing. We haven't even scratched 10% of where we want to be at, but we're not way all the way down to minus 0.1 anymore, So we're just kind of taking the time to just let everybody who's listening know that you have to take that first step and don't ever look back.
Hey, we appreciate everybody for tuning in each and every week. Like I said, we're here for you. If you want to talk about credit, you want to talk about buying a house, let us know something we can help you with. If you need to talk about personal growth, hey, text me. Let's do a 10-minute conversation, get you in and out, and tell you some things that I've been through. And that's the reason why we're talking to people, like Andrew said. It's not because I have a degree in psychology or some kind of life coach or whatnot that you can get on Instagram. I believe in 30 days. I see the new life coaches can get a degree in 30 days. I don't know anything about that. I thought degrees came from colleges, but we're not here for all that. We're just here to, I'll tell you what I went through. I'll tell you some things I've learned. I'll tell you some experiences I had, and that's all I can tell you. So when we talk on the phone, I'm not legal advice. I'm not, it's more of me just telling you, hey, this is what I've been through. This is what Andrew's taught me. Now, when you hit a certain echelon, that's when you get moved up to Andrew. Like you got to be ready. You can't just go to Andrew talking business. And that's what we're here. Like we're here to talk business, but we got to understand that you got to be ready and understand what you need to do, and you have to have accountability.
Well, give out the number, Trevon. Give out the number.
909-266-4571. 909-266-4571. Let's get you pointed in the right direction. Let's try to get you in a home. Let's try to help you with your credit, point you in the right direction so you can get a home. At the end of summer, by the time of next year. We definitely appreciate you guys for listening. Don't forget to share our YouTube page, man. This is valuable information. Share it with your friends, share it with your families. If you want to go to the website, we're sponsored by ICClending.com. ICClending.com. Where your dreams become reality. That one, I'm gonna say that one. It came off the tongue like that. Where your dreams become reality. We get you in the home, and at least give you the opportunity that I had, Andrew has, and hundreds of people that we've already helped had. So don't let the train leave you. But we're here every Sunday morning, 6:30 to 7 a.m. K-Day, tieandhoodieshow.com for all our shows. like I said, go share them with friends and family. We'll be here. Leave comments, ask questions. We reply back. So, Andrew, anything before we get out of here?
Nothing but gratitude, my friend. Gratitude, brother. I mean, we're just grateful for the opportunity to be able to let people know that we've been there. We've been there in the mud. We've been there in trouble. And we're here now. Our goal is very simple. We're going to improve people's lives every day. And if you're hearing my voice right now and you're going through it, you just need to know that there's hope. Don't give up.
There's definitely hope. Like there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's a harvest after you plant your seeds. The sun's going to come up tomorrow. Believe me, we all thought, there was bad days and we thought it was over. Man, it's not over. It's just the process. You got to trust the process. You got to have faith. You got to believe. So that's what we bring right here. TimeHoodieShow.com. Go watch the YouTube channel. Share with your friends, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Hey, do you have valuable information that can help your community?
Okay.
And you'd like to be a guest? Hit us on our social media.
Do it now. The Tie and Hoodie Show is sponsored by ICCLending.com. For real estate service, please go to ICCLending.com.